beautiful divine masculine and feminine darlings. This is the Seraph Gem Gypsy, Seraph A Indigo Empress, and Shadow Horizon. I don't plan to be here for too long. I don't actually know how long this will take. However, I'm here. I have some Reiki to do. I have a reading to do, maybe a couple. We'll see. I have some music mediumship, and we're also going to vibe out. While I'm at it, might as well take some edibles. Give those a minute to kick in. And I'll play the next song. I also have a bit of pineapple here just because I wanted it, and mango for the terpenes. Also because I like the mango, but no, really that was for the terpenes. The pineapple's just because. It's frozen. It's one of my favorite snacks. All right, easy and delicious. Get on there. Cheers. Mango. For those who do not know what I'm talking about in regards to the mango terpenes, is that mango, that's pineapple. Cheers. Mango has something in it called terpenes. If you've ever bitten into a mango and it has kind of like a pine needle taste almost, which they do. They have this bit of piney almost taste. Those are the terpenes in the mango because of that piney taste. However, cannabis also has terpenes, which is why you get that kind of piney, skunky scent bit from the cannabis. But interestingly enough, because the mango and the cannabis both have terpenes, studies show that if you have a little bit of mango with cannabis, the terpenes from the mango will actually boost the effects from the cannabis because they add on to the terpenes in the cannabis. And so you get a more potent effect from the medicine, and it lasts a bit longer in your system. Interesting enough. So that's that. Fun facts, science with MGem. Now, before I continue, I'm going to play this song and show you this new set. So I did just do my nails. So let's document that too. This was Divine Masculine coming through. I'm turning the light on, watch your eyes.
Just look at her sitting there, sweatpants, t-shirt, and a comfy chair. Her hair in a bun, one hand on a mug, and the other one's playing snare. To a George Strait final day, yes or no, I don't get her close, but I don't think she can understand just how far I've been letting my heart fall. What's in my head? She don't know I got some big, big plans. Build a little house out on some hand-me-down land. Got a little island where we go to get tan. Bet we take our kids down there one day. And I know she wouldn't mind if I did a little something like fine to fine. Overnight to paradise and leave tonight. And I'ma put a diamond on her hand. She don't know I got some big, big plans. She don't know. She don't know. She don't know I got some big, big plans. She don't know. She don't know. She don't know. Already bought a ring. Hit it in the bottom left Tore right beside the same. Johnny and one diamond on a brand new bed. Asked her mama for permission and her daddy for hand. I got some big, big plans. Get a little house and hand me down land. Find a little island where we go to eat tan. Bet we take our kids down there one day. And I know she wouldn't mind if I did a little something like Friday flight. Overnight to paradise and leave tonight. And I'ma put a diamond on her hand. She don't know I got some big, big plans. She don't know. She don't know. She don't know I got some big, big plans. She don't know. She don't know. Where I go, 'cause right now we're back.
Okay, so let's go through these really quickly. First, you have Alice. Alice's meow. It is, I think, Aphrodite in the garden, statue of Aphrodite. Meow. Looks like the hairstyle I was wearing earlier. And my kitty cat, hence Alice's meow. Also, you see the ink developing. Yeah. Freya. Meow. Then there is this triquetra over here with a little teacup. Queen Alice. It's not wanting to pick up. Hold on. And this one says we're all mad here with the Cheshire Cat. We're all mad here. Be your weird little self. Shine your weird little lights while your other weirdos know how to find you. I heard, oh, that's ink. I thought that was dirt. No, not dirt, just ink. On to hand 2. So then you've got a whole bookshelf over here. Bless your heart. It says, it's a little tricky to read. The shadow. Whoop. Bless your heart. In my bookshelf. Then little mushrooms, moon mushrooms. This one says imagine. Tropical scene. A lighthouse. Turn up the volume. Speaking of terpenes. I want that to register properly. You know why? Because my weed is so loud I can't hear your bullshit. Bye. I like these ones. I showed my sister today. She said, geez, you could make some money with those. Do you know how much money I save by doing my own? A lot. A lot more than I've invested into it already. Somebody says how much? Probably a set like this would probably cost a few $100s a pop. This is my third set this week. So I don't know, like $900 maybe? Just this week? That's what it would have cost to have somebody else do these for me, I would guess.
Hometown, and I'm down on one knee. I guess you finally figured out I'm gonna ask her to marry me. I got some big plans. Get a little house and hand-me-down land. I'm a little island where we go to eat tan. Baby, take our kids down there someday. And I know she wouldn't mind if I did a little something like find a flight.
I know she wouldn't mind if I did a little something like find a flight overnight to paradise. We'll leave tonight and I'm gonna put a diamond on her hand. Okay. I heard this one too. Somebody's asking if I'll come on screen. Probably not tonight. I'm getting the call. I guess I could, theoretically, but right now I'm getting the call not to do that. Somebody says, why? There's a reason. I'm just not being angelically permitted to speak on it. Right, I heard, keep your mouth closed, move in silence. I am. Love you. Thank you. Heard, Archangel Michael. They're trying, do I have permission to say that? They're trying to kill you. Oh, I know. I know what they're doing. That's why I'm moving tactically. I know what they're trying anyway. It's not working. That's why.
Commitment's my ears. If you need to listen, I can be the. Don't need space on the window.
That's right. Divine Masculine says, well, it's not like she has anything to hide. No, babe. Absolutely not. But for the same reason that you don't give criminals your bank account information, like, do you have anything to hide? You put money in the bank that you earn fairly and squarely and you work hard for, right? Do you have anything to hide by not giving your bank account information or your debit card number out to your PIN code to people? No. But it's the same reason, do you have anything to hide by not giving people out your social security number who aren't permitted to have it and don't need it, like for a business transaction or something that you have permitted? No, not because you have anything to hide. You don't have anything to hide by not wanting to give your social security number or your credit card number or your bank account information out to people. But you know that there are people who seek to use it for their own personal gain at your expense. You know that there are criminals seeking to hurt you and steal from you. So you don't have anything to hide by not giving that information up. You just seek to protect your investments. You seek to protect what is yours. And that is not the same thing. It's these criminals trying to hide things. Right? These are people who will launder and funnel and siphon money and things like that. They have things to hide. We're not the same. Moving on.
Just wanna be there, keep it consistent. Give my word on my commitments. My ears, if you need to listen, I can be there till the finish. But all my thoughts are Venice. Ain't a limit on the minutes I can spend with you.
Deep conversations. You know what? I'm getting a vision of a meme. Let me take another half an edible. Hold on. And it's saying, hold on. How amazing is it to find someone who wants to hear about all the things that go on in your head? I didn't make this up. This is a quote. I had to back search it because it was so beautiful. I wanted to make sure I was pulling it up correctly. This was by Nina LaCour, looks like. Which sounds like a French name to me. Nina LaCour. Yep. And if it's a French name, that's certainly not the pronunciation of it. LaCour. Guarantee you roll the R. In true French fashion. How amazing is it to find someone who wants to hear about all of the things that go on inside your head?
With the lights turned up, keep me in this duvet while we try to keep calm. If the cares that we have, we could drive each other mad in the best way. You're the reason all my pages aren't blank. I love the way you never feel to let your hands roam. The way you look at me and put me in a trance. Looking like that, looking like that. Don't know what to
Me, what you do to me? Wow. Guys, see, look, watch your eyes. See, the ink is already starting to develop more. Elevated. Wow. I'll be trying to win her over when she's already mine. Mango and pineapple. Remember to hydrate, please. Okay, this one too. Going to quickly pack this bowl. And then also light some smudge. Why is it so hot? Why am I hot to all of us? You know what? It's Archangel Michael, but also Divine Masculine coming through. That's fine. Let me open another window. I was freezing a little bit ago. I put pajama pants and a hoodie on. I was wearing a dress. It was cold. Now I'm not. Now it's hot. I'm not complaining, just noticing. Hold on. Watch out, baby. Hold on, baby. Mermaid. Go get little Mr. Monkey. There are lightning bugs outside right now. I see them. Very pretty. You know. Okay. Pardon me. I'm in between a whole bunch of tasks. This song came up again too. There's acceleration Reiki coming through. I hear righting wrongs. There's something about recalibrating anything that's out of balance. There's something about harmonization between, like, let's say that there are counterparts who are out of communication, or there has been a rift between them on some level. It's to bridge and harmonize that gap. I do not mean the fallen or the karmics. I'm not talking about them. I mean the actual counterparts, to bring them closer. You're bridging any gaps. Divine Masculine says, that's my job, let me do it. Yep. Watch your eyes. Cheers. Revving my engine, looking back and saying we were only a phase. Baby, you're on to me. Know that I should probably wife you up. Baby, I swear I'm done with these. All the women that only shit to me. Yeah, I'm turning down the rest for you. If they call us foul, I'm fighting all the rest for you. You make me a better me, I make you a better you. Rider with the top off, looking like the letter U. Teaching you the language of the universe. Was that a who? Put you on a pedestal. All eyes on me, but you love me. When I had 7 views, looking like I should go halves on a baby with you. And if I'm wrong, I won't debate with you. Up to it, you all up to it. Stay not down for the curves, but I'm up to it. Come give me all. I heard that. Somebody just called me a witch. Witch, you witch! Oh, if she's a witch, she's a white one. So you're welcome and you're lucky. Mind you, I didn't call myself a witch, you did. I'm a healer. But of course, throughout history, they've always called healers witches. They fear the things they do not understand, and because they do not understand, fear turns into hatred, seeking to destroy that which they do not comprehend. I'm elevated too far out of their league. Speaking of face your fears. Yeah, see, I know better. Little bookworm over here. There's a whole library on my fingernail. That's a bookcase full of books. Quite like mine in the corner over here. Learn from mistakes. Yeah, like giving people who do not deserve your time and energy any kind of credence or cadence in your life. Be optimistic. Right. Know that even if you had to cut out toxic people or dealt with toxic people, doesn't mean everyone is. Right. It's okay not to feel okay, but that's not where we're going to stay. And let them be lesson points. And two things: how to recognize what and who is not for you, which can truly end up being something to be grateful for, because the same lesson that teaches you what you do not want also shows you what you need. For example, if you dealt with somebody who was mentally and emotionally neglectful or unavailable, well, while failing that level of isolation, you realize you do not want someone like that, but also that you need somebody on the flip side who is a balanced match, who will communicate, who won't try to play games or play up on any kind of abandonment wounds or whatever, who will seek to work with you and communicate in mutual love languages, for starters. Let's do more I do's and less redos, he says. First, for better and for worse came out. And so, no matter what, this is a divine masculine who feels like he's called to protect his divine feminine. That particular facial hairstyle is catching my attention. And also the like auburn. It kind of looks like my hair when the sunlight actually goes like reddish auburn. But when it's not, when it's out of the light, it's much more dark like his. Secrets and discoveries. He's been watching her, studying her, seeing her in her naked, authentic form. But look at him fully dressed, all to the nines. He looks very presentable. Not that he doesn't want to undress her, and she's already undressed, really, but the pain hidden by luxury. Okay. So I hear you wouldn't tell by the way she carries herself, but she's been through a lot more than she looks like. Yeah. Belief in your beauty, but because she composes herself in such a way, you'd never know that she's been through so much. Because she chooses to be her free self despite any observation or oppression. Ah, see? Because it's just natural form. I heard that. I'm built like Aphrodite. Yes, and look, what did I just paint on here? Told you, I can't make it up. That's so funny. There I am. And then you've got maybe divine masculine in the corner, potentially observing, studying. Looks like he's also drawing her. Maybe he's the one who carved the statue over here. Artist, he's some kind of artist. But he's also in the suit. He's very reserved, right? On levels, meaning like he can... It might not even be just the way he dresses. Like, I'm sure he could wear a suit, but it's more about the energy. There's structure here. He's also got this warrior head here, so he's very protective over her. But he's watching, observing. Remember to hydrate. Let me pull out another deck and play another song. I do have some raw channels to go through as well, but we'll get there.
Every time this got...
Ooh, this song is 3 minutes and 33 seconds long, I just noticed. It's 9:09 on the clock on the East Coast as well, so closing of cycles on both sides of the twin dynamic, 9 on either side, which is indicative of the ending of cycles, like divine feminine walking away from karmic people, toxic people, cycles, etc. And then also divine masculine on the other side. But the 0 in the center is God drawing them together and supporting this energy as well. So that's helpful. On the flip side, there's also this full moon that's coming on the 10th, and the full moon energy is all about releasing, letting go, so that you have space to bring in what you've been manifesting as you move towards the new moon. That's new energy. Then the 9 and the 9 break down into 18. It just switched to 910 as well. And so that is manifesting a clearing of the karma, right? Closing out of the cycles. But the 9 and the 9 break down into 18, which breaks down into 9. 1 and 8 together are 9. So that is, again, the closing of the chapter. Once you're at the 9, it goes back to 0. 0 is God force. Anything with 0 is amplified by the divine. You have divine support and movement forward. It's also the completion cycle, right? Everything loops back to the beginning, kind of like, I just heard Fibonacci, yeah, right? Ammonite, spiral. It's like the lessons of a karmic cycle. You think you know a lesson, and then it repeats just on a much more complicated level, and then you think you get it, and then it opens up again, and there are layers to it, kind of like you learn addition and subtraction and, you know, ABCs in kindergarten, first, second grade. Or really it's kindergarten first, ABCs, 1, 2, 3s, from preschool to like first grade. You start learning addition and subtraction. Then you build to multiplication and division, and then you go into PEMDAS, so parentheses, exponents, etc. And then beyond that, there's calculus, pre-calculus, geometry, trigonometry, and there are multiple layers of that too. There's sometimes up to 4 or 5. Geometry 1, 2, 3, calculus 1, 2, 3, etc. So it's like that. The metaphor and the emphasis on this being life on earth is school, my loves, for our spirits. This one just called to me. Let's see. Yep. Energy work, cleansing and prayer, what they did to you will be sent back to them wrapped in a bow. Now with this, I didn't mention it, I don't know if you heard it, but I heard the wind start whipping all of a sudden. And with the full moon energy, I mentioned a day or so ago in the reading that there were, see look, karmics trying to do spell work with the moon. And one of the things they were trying to do was either sex magic or like break up spells to the counterparts, or whatever the case may be, distraction, confusion, separation, whatever. But that's a no. You'll be victorious over any attacks against you. No matter what they do, you will win. Yeah, see, it was a competition. They wanted to try to compete with us for our own lives. Hello, how are you? Someone feels the need to compete against you. Well, that's their insecurity, not our issue. That's their motivation for the things that they do. It sounds like mental illness to me. Those of us at the top are too busy collaborating to have any desire to compete. Yeah, see, there it is. It's out of jealousy. Someone is jealous of you. Watch your eyes. I'm turning the light on. Good, thank you. Someone is jealous of who you are and the accomplishments that you've made. And then the last one. Ooh, didn't I mention that in one of the last readings? I picked up that they were, I think last night, trying to do binding spells and also throat chakra attacks, even like binding of the throat chakra, because they did not want me to speak. Oh, there it is. And they're trying to block the lovers. I mentioned that in the last live, I believe. They did not want me to speak on what was going on, what I was picking up. Woke up at the witching hour because they were trying to do spell work. They did not want me to tell people what they were doing, that they were doing spell work, or what they were doing it over. And that reminds me, I told you I would pull some cards on that. I will. I meant what I said. And it was that Scooby-Doo energy. I would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for you meddling kids and that dog. Well, you know, when I let people know what they're thinking about doing or trying to do, it makes it harder for them to abuse people, and they don't like it. They don't like me because of that. And I'm very comfortable with that. I can live with that. I don't like them either. They're evil. But I did see this earlier. I know, buddy. Thank you, God, for bringing him back now. It's okay. I got you. Oh, okay. What did I say earlier? They wanted to mess with people's health. This is what flew out. They wanted to block people from turning the light back on. Watch your eyes. Having any kind of victory in their lives, right? They wanted the light workers, the twins, the counterparts, not to trust each other, the kingdom spouses. They wanted also people not to trust the divine. Yep, that's sad. Also, what did I say? I got woken up at about 3 o'clock in the morning, the witching hour. Why? Because they were trying to do spell work in the sleep state, because they thought since I was asleep, it would be easy to basically plant negative thoughts or fear-based energies inside my psyche and subconscious, because I would be asleep and I wouldn't know to defend myself, as if I'm not a high priestess. But I am. So that was a no. See, they wanted to block the love life of the counterparts. They wanted to block the love coming through or attraction to each other. They wanted to block divine blessings and grace as well. They wanted to block light workers from either connecting with the divine or feeling like they could, or being able to comprehend the energy back, the messages back. Yep, they didn't want people to trust in divine guidance. Look at that ink developing already. Justice. They're getting karma now. We get to go free. Anything else? I feel like we're good with this deck. Although this one came out, I didn't notice. Theft magic. Someone is trying to take something that's yours. This could be love, money, etc. Yeah. Or stealing, plagiarizing content. I noticed that it popped up on my recommended page earlier. This is the only thing I'm going to say about that. But the same copycat that I most recently had to call out is still every single day going on my posts here, going on either my community board where I'm posting, or she did that yesterday, or going into my videos and taking a few things that I said and saying them exactly the same in her video, or using the things that I'm saying as the title of her video, because it's energy vampirism. But unfortunately, I picked up that the Hell Hounds are after her today, and I saw straight through her. I saw the demon inside her come out, and these dogs were dragging her. That's why she's been so evil and just couldn't seem to stop, didn't want to stop. She's possessed. Has been, but being dealt with now. Because these people were trying to mess with the abundance, the fertility, meaning possibly the money, right? You could have fertility in work if you're working hard and getting paid well for it. That's a fertility and abundance of wealth. But this is also, they didn't want the lovers to come together. They didn't want true loves to come together, because they don't, I hear they're jealous. Look at the kids. They don't want them to come together and have families. They don't want, I hear everything that you have is what I want. And so since I can't have it, I don't want you to have it either. That's gross. That's narcissism. That is. Yeah, see what's behind that. They wanted to block the love. Oh, and look what's on that. Oh. Oh. There she is. Can't make it up. Aphrodite. Really, this looks like goddess Isis, you see, with the doves also. But really, Aphrodite and Isis cross over. It's just the Egyptian versus the Grecian version of this. They're both lovers. They both had to grieve their true love. They both would go to the ends of the earth for love, similar to Freya, actually, which is just the Norse crossover of that. They're both mother figures. They're both figures of love. They both also have ties to goddesses of war, wouldn't you know? Or having to get out of a conflict environment. Both also targeted, all of them, for their beauty. Had even met jealous men try to compete with them or target them over their beauty. Here, trying to tarnish them or their name or reputation. Authenticity. Yeah, they didn't want people to connect. And romance. They didn't want any connections to bloom into anything greater, blossom into true love, or a full exhibition of it. Does anybody remember the artist from the 90s, Enya? Sail Away. If you remember any of her music, it's probably going to be Sail Away. Well, there's a reason I'm bringing this up. Let me just have a second. This is Sail Away. This was 15 years ago. It was like 90s, 2000s. But her name is Enya, E-N-Y-A. 90s probably. Yeah, 2000s. Oh, there's a butterfly on the screen. If you know, you know. That's typically the one that most people will have heard or recognized, 922, more commonly than not, if they do. However, she also looks like she's in kind of a white wedding dress in this at that. Water droplets, but nonetheless. She also did a song called Boudica. Now, this was after the warrior goddess Boudica, which is actually quite a sad story. And I'm going to let this actually speak for itself. There's a YouTuber, if I can recall, pull it up. See if I can find it. Hold on. To go back and find it. There it is. I'm going to play this. This is Briefed. The YouTube username is Briefed. She was a Roman warrior, like a Queen Boudica. But we'll get into that in a minute. Let's go back to the Anya song first. This was remastered in 2009, so I would say it was like early 2000s, or I think it was 90s, really. Hold on. I remember it when I was really little. Yeah, 1988. See? I knew it was at least the 90s. Okay, so here's Boudica by Anya. If you know another one of her songs, this is another one probably, just by this. And also this track has been sampled by other artists, some of them even without her permission, to the point where they were sued for rights. A few, in fact. I heard that. It does sound like a war tune, kind of pretty version, yeah, but she's an Irish singer, I believe. All right, so that's Boudica, but listen to this.
Boudica, the warrior queen. Rome took everything from her, and when there was nothing left to take, Rome took...
Okay, the warrior queen. Rome took everything from her, and when there was nothing left to take, Rome took her daughters. As if to add insult to injury. They kidnapped her children, her daughters.
Body against her will.
Well, first they sexually assaulted her. They assaulted her and beat her.
And then they took the bodies of her young daughters and abused them.
Yeah.
So in response, Boudica...
They raped her young daughters.
Slaughtered all the Romans.
And so she turned around and crucified them all. Justifiably so. I don't blame the girl.
And not just the men, but the women. And the children, too.
Boudica was a warrior queen who purged England from the Roman infection and brought an empire to its knees. We're talking about a woman leading an army largely made up of women who went toe-to-toe with the world's greatest empire. I mean, this sounds like some ultra-feminist, extra-woke fan fiction, but it's actual history. And it all started with the Romans doing...
Wow, this is a true story? Yeah, this is not myth.
What they did best. They saw unconquered lands and said,
Mine.
in this...
Those were the sequels from, gosh, what is that? Was that Finding Nemo? Mine, 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 mine.
days, the Romans
This
were
guy's
going
funny.
after the lands of the Celts.
Hi,
And
baby.
when I say Celts, I don't mean one specific nation. The term encompasses many, many people, dozens of tribes, each with distinct customs, distinct traditions, even different languages. These tribes, these Celts, were not united either, but actually constantly battling each other, and Rome knew an enemy divided is an enemy easily conquered. Remember that next time you try to move up the social ladder in school, kids? Spread lies, make them enemies, divide and conquer. Life advice. To the Romans, the Celts were nothing but uncivilized barbarians, which the Romans pretty much said about anyone that wasn't them. But in the case of the Celts, I mean, these guys went into battle naked, covered in painted runes, screaming and making animal noises, so I think the Romans had a point in this case. But outside of combat, the Celts were actually the first society that paved roads, an invention Rome later stole and claimed they came up with, like me with half of my jokes. And the Celts were also the first to have chainmail. So they were not really uncivilized, just hardcore exhibitionists when it came to fighting. In fact, the Celts
Watch your
even had
eyes.
women in leading positions, and one could argue that an ancient society that allows women to hold high positions within that society and their military is very civilized and more advanced than even some people in our contemporary world. Among the Celts, women had actually held high positions for centuries, even becoming druids, which sounds like some
Thank you.
fantastic thing now, but
High
at the
priestess.
time, druids within Celtic society were basically the bee's knees, man. They weren't combat shapeshifters like they are in video games, but if you want to play a shapeshifter druid, you can download Baldur's Gate 3 from Instant Gaming, because Instant Gaming has that game. Because Instant Gaming has every game, and they have every game way cheaper than anybody else.
Oh.
Yes, you just got plugged.
You mean because they're tiny? I'm turning the light on. Watch your eyes. Turn up the volume. Because my weed is so loud, I can't hear your bullshit. Over here in my library. Bless your heart. Statue in the garden. I could put on an art gallery for ants, couldn't I? That's funny. Tony would love that one. The bug man. Speaking of Bumblebee. Cat. Bumblebee, black cat. Black cat. Teacup, Queen Alice. Speaking of Celtic, right? Yeah, there's that. Alice, we're all out of here. Cheshire Smile. Alice is meow. I love these ones. That one acrylic's getting ready to pop off. I need to redo it. It's the only one that's acrylic though. Look, the rest of them, there's polish underneath them, but those are all real. This one's not. You see, you can see the black through it. It's because it's clear acrylic. That's my real nail. It's working though. Somebody said, what's working? Well, I did have 3 acrylics on at one point because 3 of my nails broke, but I grew them out, and so I don't have to do that anymore, except for this one. This one's still, I've been working on it. Somebody says, it's been a while. Yeah, it's because I broke it again. That's fine. All right, let's do this one. More music. I heard this one earlier. And you know what's interesting? Actually, this was probably, I think it was. I remember Mr. Meeker telling me when he was alive, which was probably 2014 or 15, he said that this was his favorite Sam Smith song. He used to play it for me. He said it reminded him of me. How are you? Good, I hope.
You left my heart when the rest of me is down. You enchant me even when you're not
eyes. Ooh. Oh, look. Can't make it up. That's so funny. The roses. And the hair too. No way. Okay, so you've got the divine masculine coming through. As I'm playing, he says, what did he say? What did you do to me to make my heart beat out of my chest? Well, you've got the heart over here with the what on it? The bumblebee. I can't even make it up, dude. You saw me shuffle that out. That's so funny. What did you do to me to make my heart beat out of my chest? Look, I'm noticing the facial hair too. There's something about this. It looks like he's got his hair gelled or styled. I'm telling you, this is somebody who takes care of themselves or tries. Looks like. I feel like this is somebody who can fit into many different environments, though. Wow, I just split the deck a couple of times, and look. Okay. Aura. And book. So I said him something about healing earlier. And there's also higher level of elevation, starseed energy, and then wait, what? What is that? Book? But what? Oh yeah, a bookshelf. That's hilarious. That's so funny. Can't make it up. Hilarious. Like sun. It's also a divine masculine energy, and the house is here. So I mentioned that earlier, wanting to start a family. And I hear, what is that, September by James Arthur? If you wanted to, I'd start a family with you. Oh, I remember being foolish when I met your mother, because she had that Irish charm. Watch your eyes. Because she had that Irish charm, then I knew I love her. Okay. Let's do this one. I heard this one earlier too.
Yes.
That's funny also. I heard this song earlier, so I pulled it up. But the thing about it's 2 minutes and 34 seconds long, this clip. So progressive steps forward in the right direction. Told you, elevation. And also they're going on a magic carpet ride. Come on. One time I did this, I think it was like a TikTok generator or something, and you took a photo and it told you what Disney character you most were like or resembled. And what popped up for me, I still have it saved actually, was Jasmine from Aladdin. Which is funny because she was one of my favorites growing up.
I can show you.
Not surprising in back context, because as a past life regressionist, I actually can recall certain particular lives and memories in those areas. There was a Persian life in particular, as in Persia, and my daughter and I were both in that one together. We were twin sisters, and it was not a nice situation. They sold us off with a dowry, or for a dowry, as two for the price of one, meaning they sent both of their twin daughters off to some rickety place with grungy men that we should not have been around. And they did it because I guess they got a cheap deal. These men said that they would either, I think what it is the family pays the man. Yeah, exactly. So it was a business deal. It was not good for anybody, but the bride's family, so our parents, would have been responsible for paying the dowry. Meaning, when in an arranged marriage, when a woman is sold off pretty much to a man, that's what it is. The parents arrange for her to be married, and then they pay the man a certain amount of money that's agreed upon to take care of their daughter. But they saved themselves from having to pay one whole dowry by selling two daughters for the price of one. Yeah. It was not a good environment. And fun facts with MGM. Welcome to the land of past life regression.
Shining, shimmering, splendid. Tell me,
Oh,
princess,
by the way, just like in every life, I did not leave her, and I sought and plotted our escape plan.
did you last let your heart decide? I can open your eyes, take you wonder by wonder, over, sideways, and under, on a magic carpet ride, a whole new world, a new fantastic point of view, no one to tell us no, or where to go.
Okay. Now I'm in a whole new world. Careful, baby. Now I'm in a whole new world with you. I just heard Saint Tropez. Southern France. You know what I'm hearing? I heard this.
Don't you worry there, my honey. We might not have any money, but we've got our love to pay the bills. Maybe I think you're cute and funny. Maybe I wanna do what bunnies do with you, if you know what I mean. Oh, let's get rich and buy our parents' homes in the south of France. Let's get rich and give everybody and
Ah.
you and I.
Ants.
You might be a bit confused.
Watch your eyes. An art gallery for ants, he said. That's so funny. Kind of true though, isn't it? Bookcase in Aphrodite garden. Funny is that? And it came out in the reading. Weed so loud, can't hear your bullshit.
You might be a little bit rude, but baby, how we spoon like no one else. So I will help you read those books if you will soothe my worried looks. And we
Oh, I will help you read those books. Hello, watch your eyes. Okay, with the bookcase. Bless your heart.
put the lonesome on the shelf. Let's get rich and buy our parents' homes and sever friends. Let's get rich and give everybody nice sweaters and teach them how to dance. Let's get rich and build a house on a mountain, making everybody look like ants. And way up there, you and I, you and I.
7022. You know what I'm hearing also?
Meta.
You know what I'm hearing? Also. Yikes. I've picked this up on and off for years. It wouldn't surprise me if this was finally coming to a head or there were another group of karmics who are also playing out this pattern collectively, but we'll see. Not this song, the next one, but we'll start here. This is between Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine. It's him speaking to her.
Baby, I love you. I never want to let you go. The more I think about, the more I want to let you know that everything you do is super fucking cute, and I can't stand it. I've been searching for a girl that's just like you. 'Cause I know that your heart is true. Baby, I love you. I never wanna let you go. The more I think about, the more I want to let you know that everything you do is super fucking cute, and I can't stand it. And run away to sail the ocean blue. Then you'll know that my heart is true. I never wanna let you go. The more I think about, the more I want to let you know that everything you do is super fucking cute, and I can't stand it. Okay. You know what? Hold on. There's another line in that. You got me where you want me, 'cause I'll do anything to please you just to make it through another year. They saw you cross the room and I knew that this was gonna blossom into something beautiful. You're beautiful.
And I also heard this one. Now this one is also by the same artist. That was Christopher Drew by the band is Never Shout Never. But I just heard this this one. So there must be a masculine, a divine masculine, or a group of divine masculines who has stepped away from a karmic. I know that some of them were vying for some of their resources. Some of them were just trying to trap them and control them, like energy vampires in some other way. And some of them were actually cheating in some cases. And I just heard this song as well. And so it's called Cheater, Cheater, Best Friend Eater. And specifically the song is about this guy finding out that his girlfriend has cheated, not only at all, but with his so-called best friend. So interesting, interesting.
There once was.
Okay.
Yeah, you sure broke my heart last week when you said you had slept with him. I know you called. I got them all. La da 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 da.
So this karmic may have also been hounding this divine masculine to try to get back in his life. I hear, or good graces. Money. I just heard money. She wants money too.
Girl, you better love.
Maybe not in all cases, but in some. There's something, or maybe it's notoriety, something to do with being attached to him. She doesn't want to lose it. Maybe it's his energy. I hear he's got that good.
God, before you go and give it away. But don't say that I don't know you, 'cause I know all about your type. You're the type of girl that texts all day and talks all night. And I know that you are feeling sad. I don't feel bad, 'cause even after 3 text messages, 4 missed calls, you still slept with my best friend.
Okay, so that's not for everybody, of course. That seems very situation specific, but I did hear it. Let's give it one more verse.
Yeah, you sure got a lot of nerve to say that this was all my fault. I know you called, I got them all.
Actually, I do know that, I don't know if this is present. It could be both for some people, past timeline. It's not something that's ongoing. It's something that was dealt with in the past. So I do know that there have been a number of people who've dealt with, if not the best friend, then even on my channel, people who check into the comment section, because it came up last week. People who were cheated on, even if it wasn't with their best friend, somebody, their partner cheated, and then tried to blame them. Like the person who cheated said, "It's your fault that I cheated." No, it's your fault. You lacked self-control.
Girl, you better love what you got before you go and give it away. But don't say that I don't know you, 'cause I know all about your type. You're the type of girl that texts all day and talks all night. And I know that you are feeling sad. I don't feel bad, 'cause even after 3 text messages, 4 missed calls, you still slept with my best friend. So I sing, rain, rain, go away, come again another day. When I say it's okay to give a little help today, and every single time you make your way into my sheets, the hours move to minutes, the days turn into weeks. You know you're so cool, but I must be a fool for taking you in and letting you in control of my heart. And every single time you make your way into my sheets, the hours move to minutes, the days turn into weeks. Rain, rain, go away, come again
So
another.
there must have been a pattern, right? Like maybe she tried to call him and play the victim or something and like vie her way back into his life, but I hear not this time.
When I say it's okay to give a little help today, and every single time you make your way into my sheets, the hours move to minutes, the days turn into weeks. And I may get some cool, but I must be a fool. But then you ain't gonna let me win control of my heart. Bobby said the time you make your way into my sheets. The hours work to minutes, the days turn into weeks.
I know all about your type.
You're the type of girl that kicks all day and talks all night. And I know that you feel inside. I don't feel that.
Me either. Alright, let's try this one. It's kind of a yucky energy. But it is what it is. It's for somebody I would be remiss not to channel it. Or to speak on it after picking it up.
So you sure your parents are gonna like me?
We don't even work.
You just before. All right, cool. I remember when I met you just before September. You were dancing in the street, rocking that pink and leather. Begged my friend for your number. I bet you don't remember. That's how we began. I pursued you for a year. I would have waited longer. All your words have made the air, but make the feeling stronger. The first time that I kissed you, I could look in the mirror and like who I was. I could never wait for the weekends when you would come over, 'cause that's when I see you again. You're my strength and my weakness. You battle my demons. You're still undefeated.
At this video, he's like having dinner at some kind of Italian mafia family's dinner table. Trying to impress the parents. Whoops.
Sometimes you get a little bit jaded.
Too much pressure trying to make it. You smile when I'm angry and I hate it. I'm gonna love you for the rest of my life.
My crush on you is never faded.
Let's go back to bed until we break it. I'm gonna love you for the rest of my life.
If you wanted to, I'd start a family with you. I remember being foolish
When I met your mother,
because she had that Irish charm.
right then I knew I loved her.
That's when you got your heart when we got back to the car. I knew you were the one. I could never wait for the weekends when you would come over, 'cause that's when I see you again. You're my strength and my weakness. You battle my demons. You're still undefeated. Sometimes you get a little bit jaded. Too much pressure just to make it. You smile when I'm angry and I hate it. But I still love you for the rest of my life.
All right.
Marlboros and moonshine, hell-bent on moonlight. Everything you hate about this town. I was just a loose end, no plans, beat down broke man, caught in a landslide going down. I was a reckless child, a dead end mouth, living my life on the run. I was a long lost soul, a twisted road, no rambling heart with a gun. Never thought I'd hang it up till I found your love. You changed the stars in the night sky, a path from the wayside. Everything I lost, yet you found. You took the pain from my soul, the chains of my bones, and made me the man I am now. I was a reckless child, a dead end mile, living my life on the run. I was a long lost soul, a twisted road, no rambling heart with a gun. Never thought I'd hang it up till I found your love. I was just a desperado, a left foot full throttle, shot in the dark without hope. I was just a reckless child, a dead end mile, living my life on the run. A long lost soul, a twisted road, no rambling heart with a gun.
Pardon me. Protein and granola in my mouth. Alright. So, there's a reference of being hurt before, and healing, needing healing or having healing occur, but it's also about moving forward and finding the perseverance and resilience to do so. Through the struggle, build the stamina to uncover and stand by your truth. The bounce back. I heard earlier the comeback kid. It's one of my handles. Let's do this one. Speaking of needing healing from a toxic situation like this, sounds like. Infatuated by the darkness and surrounded by the light. Oh my God, save my soul. Anyone what's right. Oh my God, save my soul. Disgusting lies, hard-resting beauty that is right. You born the coldest battle we fought. Deliverance in mind. There's beauty in the right. Mirror on the wall. Oh my God, save my soul. Oh my God. Oh my God. My boy just came home. I see you. You've got the pant on. Hunting. He's been hunting and he just left a mouse at my doorstep. This thing is still alive. I need a few minutes. Poor baby. Oh, thank you. I know. You were just trying to. It's not his fault. Cats, he thinks I'm his human, or he knows I'm his human. Okay, so that's him claiming me and saying, okay, well, you feed me and you take care of me, and so I'm going to take care of you. Let me just go bring you. Let me bring you a snack, Mom. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. It's okay. You weren't. It's just what cats do, especially in wild ones. But let me go help him, please. Thank you. I love you. Thanks for not killing him. Okay. I still need a few minutes. Because I think I need to play Mommy Mouse Rescue for a few minutes. Again. But I'm gonna help him. Thanks for bearing with me. I did not anticipate this. All right. I have to ruin one of these Tupperwares though. Just a second. Somebody says why? Because he was in shock And that was my next statement. See, there, he smelled the blood on his brother. My little guy was still alive, a bit in shock, but also bleeding just a little bit. And I think he'll be all right. He started to, I went to pick him up gently, and he started to kind of get up and move away, but he's still kind of in shock and tired, and possibly a little bit, I don't know. I just want to make sure he's all right. So I know I can keep him at least overnight and feed him and keep him safe. And I don't want to send him out with blood into the forest. Something else will smell him too. You see how the other cat just reacted because he smelled the blood on his brother? There it is. Exactly. I'm not playing that game. Imagine a wild animal. Mine are Maine Coon cats, but they're still domesticated. So, here's what we're going to do. Poke a few holes in the top of this for some ventilation. By Masculine says, be careful. I will. Now that I have that open, I can use scissors. If I can find them. Usually I keep them right here where I put them. I don't know where they went. There we go. Probably get one over here. Somebody says, will you show him? Sure. I don't want to spook him though. I don't want to upset him or her. I just want to keep them safe. I think I'm going to put one more in there just for extra ventilation. Safety. Maybe one more for good measure. Make sure everything's safe. Somebody says why? Because the goal is to make sure he's fully rehabbed. I don't want to send him out into the wild bleeding. Also, it was I would rescue him either way. Rescue animals all the time, but especially since my boy brought him back, I feel like that's my obligation as a mom. I just didn't expect to have to do a craft project right now, so thanks for pardoning the slight interruption. I'll never apologize for it, though. So keep it sharp. Make sure there's tape on that, too. Just for safety. Play some music while I wait, huh? I heard this earlier.
You know what I do for you. I know what you do for me. You see true me. Baby, I'm a fool. Baby, I'm a fool for you.
There's a small animal wildlife center too on the island, so just side note, if I need to, if I can keep him overnight, tomorrow's Monday. I don't know if they're even open on the weekends. They should be, but small animal wildlife rehabilitation place, and I might be able to get them to take him or her if I think it needs it tomorrow. I don't care how big or small the animal is. Love is love. Love is love. Oh. There we go. I heard the word jerry-rigged the other day. Yeah, this is a little jerry-rigged, but it'll work overnight. So I'm not mad about it. I just want to double check really quickly. Everything's washed and clean. Hold on. Paper towels, I think, in the bottom. Yeah. Shredded paper or wood shavings for bedding. Okay. I can do that. I wish I had a bigger container, but I'll work on it tomorrow. This is the biggest one I could find. All right. I heard that. Somebody just said something about Snow White. Yeah, because I'm rescuing animals. Or Cinderella, I heard. Yeah, I don't know. Snow White was actually my mom's nickname growing up. When she was little, because she had like alabaster white skin and this black curly ringlets hair. In fact, she looks a lot like the Fedorovna Romanovs, like Alex. The dark hair, the curly hair crossover. That's because that's our family. My nickname in college was Alice, as in Wonderland. So I'm a fucking weirdo and it works for me. But the good kind. Anyway. I don't have any wood shavings or anything, but what I can do is lay a couple of these in the bottom of that container. And then do some shreds on top. Just like shreds on the paper. I'll do one more. Just gonna get it all set up. On a mission.
Feeling lonely in this room since I was 17. Thought this bottle was supposed to drown my memory. But I'm still swimming in your vision and it's tempting me. But next time that I call, I'm hoping that you answer me. Baby, I'm a fool. Baby, I'm a fool. Baby, I'm a fool. Baby, I'm a fool. looking for the place where I was falling into you. Dressed in sunlight, warm the cold that lived inside me.
All right. Let's do this. That's a good idea. Whoops. Let's do this one. Heard this too.
Eczema.
Oh dear.
I know that we just met, and maybe this is dumb, but it feels like there was something from the moment that we touched. Cause it's alright, it's alright. I wanna make you mine. The way you lighten up the room, caught the corner of my eye. We could both sneak out the back, that we don't have to say goodbye. Cause it's alright, it's alright to waste time tonight.
All right, phase 2 of this project. Wish me
Maybe
luck.
I'm just a kid in love. Maybe I'm just a kid in love. Oh, baby, this is what it's like falling in love. And I don't ever wanna grow up. Maybe I'm just a kid in love. Maybe I'm just a kid in love. Oh, baby, it'd be cool if it's the two of us. But I don't ever wanna grow up. 'Cause I got it all. And I got it all. But I don't ever wanna grow up. Said your place is kinda close and your friends are out of town. Baby, there's no pressure, but if you're down, I'm down. Cause it's alright to just talk tonight. If you're feeling kinda crazy, turn down the lights. We can take our time, do whatever you like. It's alright, I wanna make you mine. Maybe I'm just a kid in love. Maybe I'm just a kid in love. Oh, baby, this is what it's like falling in love. And I don't ever wanna grow up. Maybe I'm just a kid in love. Maybe I'm just a kid in love. Oh, baby, it'd be fun if it's the two of us. But I don't ever wanna grow up. 'Cause I got it all. And I got it all. But I don't ever wanna grow up. 'Cause I got it all. And I got it all. But I don't ever wanna grow up. You make me feel like I got it all, yeah. And you make me feel like I'm just a kid in love. And you make me feel like I got it all. And you make me feel like I don't ever wanna grow up. Maybe we're just kids in love. Maybe we're just kids in love. Oh, baby, this is what it's like falling in love. And we don't ever have to grow up.
we
case,
go.
FX is the bear. All episodes now streaming on Hulu.
I got you, my love. I know. I got you. I got you. I got you.
Oh, there she goes again. Every morning is the same.
Oh, baby,
Walk
I'm
on
so
by
sorry.
my house. I wanna call
Call
out
out
your
your
name.
name.
I wanna tell you how
There we go, my
beautiful
love.
you are from where I'm standing.
Okay.
You got me thinking what we could be, 'cause I keep craving you. Don't know it, but it's true.
I'm gonna turn the music off because I don't want to scare this mousy. I am going to do some Reiki though. I don't even dare to turn the light on. I don't know if I should. Here's baby mousy. So that's enough for tonight. I'm gonna stick some food in there and some little sticks and stuff. But we'll see what happens. And then I'll try to get to the rehab center tomorrow. I might have to call around to get that number. No, I think it's this one. If they open tomorrow morning, that's fine. What is that? Are those mice or turtles? I'll call tomorrow, see what can be done. Anyway, I might end up with a mouse pet. At least for a while. If I need to rehab him or her, I will. I just hope she survives, he or she. But now I'm invested. I'm going to turn this music way down. I need to make sure this stays cool enough too for him. What you? Okay. What else do we need? Anything else? I should put a little bit more in there, just in case. I'm glad you're home, baby. I kept calling for you. You were hunting, weren't you? Thank you so much for not killing him. I know you're good at it, but I appreciate that. That's a gentle touch. It takes a real hunter to do that, to be able to catch him and not cook him. Thank you so much. I think that's enough for my mousey. Sweet potato, wet cat food, strawberries, carrots, kale. We're gonna try that. See how he likes it. I know he smells that. I don't know how he's gonna feel about eating right now, but I'm just gonna let him rest. I need a bit of water to put in there. It's the best way to do that. Speaking of water, the song just repeated. I think the best way to do that, probably. Somebody said, why didn't you just kill him? Because I don't have the heart to do that. No, that's not an option. I had two options. Two options. That was not an option. Or I could rehab this mouse or find somebody who can tomorrow. And I'm going to do both, depending on what I need to do. Ideally, I'll hand it over. But, yeah. Hi, how are you? I'm on a mission. The cats got out today, which is, they're back. But one of them brought me a mouse. And it was still alive. So, it's been an adventure. Right now I'm washing a pickle jar lid. So I can give him some water. Don't have anything shallow enough to drink out of other than that right now. How was your day? Nice to see you. Still feel like I need one more wash. It's also why I'm being quiet. I don't have the music on so loud. I don't want to spook this little guy. There's no need to stress him out. He's already been through enough tonight. Especially with the cats. I'm sure you can hear. That's not a fun sound for a trauma victim. Poor guy. poking though. I know. He thinking, Mom, you're my human. I need to bring you a snack. He was hyperventilating. I felt so bad. Not the cat, the mouse. A little bit of blood. Hopefully not a bunch of internal bleeding or anything. Otherwise, there's not a lot that I can do. But if it's not, I'm gonna try. Put that in there. I heard that you actually have a mouse in the house. Yes. Pretty baby. All right. I'm never gonna get wet. I want to have enough water to drink. That's probably enough for now. There. I think that's about the best I can do right now. It's okay, baby. I got you. There you go. That's much better, isn't it? That's much better. Now you can move around. You have enough protection. I can see what you're doing, and you have access to the food and the water. I got you, love. I got you. I feel much better. No, I don't have any of that. I'm not gonna touch it. I already showed, if you go back on the screen a little bit, on the replay, but I have a Tupperware container, not as big of one as I would have preferred, but one I was willing to sacrifice. Let's be real, I would have sacrificed any of them, but that was the biggest one that I have on hand right now. And what do you mean sacrifice? Hurt. I cut holes in the top of it for ventilation. And let me just actually make sure that and I don't have any bowls that are small enough. So I had a couple pickle jars and I took the lids and washed them really well. One of them I diced up some strawberries and kale in with a bit of sweet potato and a bit of wet cat food and also some carrots. And then the other one I put some water in. So I don't know exactly. Oh shoot, I forgot the twigs. Hold on. Gotta go in the forest. you, baby? It's okay. It's okay. Just gonna give you a little Twinkies to chew on, okay? One right there. Okay. And then can you reach in there? Yeah, that's good. One right there. There you go, my love. Okay. Somebody says twigs for what? For them to chew on. So yeah. Oh, you know what? I meant to put a couple pieces of chocolate in there too. Hold on. Box. Cardboard. Yeah. I don't have one of those either right now. Actually, the one thing I do have, I could use that cat food container. We usually put cat food in there though. Well, I'll have it for tomorrow. I don't wanna move them around anymore. I've already. One more time. I'm just gonna put these. I know. Just gonna put the chocolate in there for you, my love. Just a little bit. Oh. Just a little. There you go. He's right on the food though. So there's that. But I wanna leave him be. I want him to rest and not be disturbed or stressed out. I just want him to rest. There's no need. No need. Somebody says, why do you care? Because every life is precious. Well, that was an adventure. But, to watch your eyes. Did I not say this was Alice's meow? Meow. I did. Okay. My baby kitty. Oh. Well, that wasn't helpful at all, was it? What did you do, sir? Oh no. Did you just break my mic? No. Silly goose. Lots of paper towels. I stuck paper towels in there, made a little like tent thingy so it has space to hang out and kind of hide in the crevices, but also full access to the water and the food. The sticks are on the side so that it doesn't accidentally graze up on them and just, yeah. It's so therapeutic. It always feels good to take care of yourself. Well, ideally, I won't keep it. If it needs to be passed off, then I'll send it over to the rehab center and hopefully they can take care of it. If they won't, then I guess I'll try to rehab it, and I ideally won't keep it. I'll let it back out, but just make sure it's healed up enough, and I know I can do that. Keep the environment clean and make sure it's fed well. I can do that. It's not hard. Do need to find a safe place though. I'm thinking maybe in the back. Of the closet. I'll just keep the cats out of there. I heard this too. Whoops. What is that? It's Alex playing somewhere. Where are you playing from, Alex? Goodness.
It's the same. Oh, there she goes again. Every morning it's the same. You walk up by my house, I wanna call out your name. I wanna tell you how beautiful you are from where I'm standing. You got me thinking what we could be, 'cause I keep craving, craving you. Don't know it, but it's true. Can't get my mouth to say the words they want to say to you. This is typical of love. Can't wait anymore, won't wait a minute till you all feel when I see us together forever. In my dreams, you're with me. We'll be everything I want us to be. And from there, who knows? We just laid there for
Oh, goodness gracious. I'm here. That was a whole bunch of mess.
when I looked into your eyes.
I need to check on that energy.
Never thought I'd say goodbye. Just all it takes from me.
I'm back. How are you? Can you tell me about this, God? I want to see what's up with this energy. I want this mousey to be okay. I would ideally not like to have a pet mouse, maybe, but you know, I'll do what I need to. Comfort. Yeah, I just want to make sure he was alright. I want him to feel alright. I want him to heal. Spread your wings. You're safe. I think it's about him. Or her. You know what to do. Look, I just wanted to check on this mouse situation. Spread your wings. Have crystal clear intentions. Archangel Michael says comfort, and that wasn't, I mean, yes, I would be more comfortable if this mouse was okay. But, you're safe, meaning the situation seems to be going in the right direction. You know what to do. Yeah, and I'll call that rehab place tomorrow morning. They open at 9. Spiritual understanding. And I know what's up. Nurture. So my job is just to make, well, brilliant idea. Exactly. I know. And you know what? Tony and I, you know, he's been coming through lately. No, I want you to let it be. Some, you know, he might. I'm just going to let it ride. But if I can help him, I'm going to try. He's all right. He's alive right now. You know, sometimes if it's a small enough wound, they'll mend. But the cat just was hissing at his brother because I'm sure he still smells the blood. So I didn't want to send him outside with no chance. At least he has some chance with my help. More chance than sending him back out. Overcoming difficulties, sensitivity. Yeah, I just couldn't do it. Comfort. And so that's what I was doing, trying to make sure he was comfortable. Made a whole bed of paper towels, tore most of them up, laid some in the bottom flat, tore some of them up for like cushion on the top, and then made a little tent, like a teepee, with the paper towel for it to hide under. Sticks to chew on, a whole buffet of different varieties of food, from good dark chocolate to sweet potatoes, kale, and cat food, which are delicacies to them. They love those. And water. So, try. That's all I can do. Tomorrow, I can give the rehab a call, but Tony and I used to save animals a lot. Not that we'd go out looking for them to save, but often along our travels or our adventures, we'd stumble across some turtle that had been hit in the road or something, you know. So they help, usually little, sometimes birds, wild birds. They have eagles and stuff there that have been injured. Things like that, or falcons, but they have other things, smaller little creatures. Creative writing, leadership. Hello from heaven, beloved one. Outdoors, exactly. Victory. I was just going to ask, how's this going to play out for me? Sugar water. No, doesn't sound crazy. Yeah, says it's not usually a healthy choice for them. They do enjoy the taste and will readily drink it, but I'm sure like a small bit of it for recovery is different, but it says it's crucial for them to have access to fresh, clean water. Yeah, no, it's not a substitute for regular water, and there's just not enough space in there for me to do both. So yeah, I did put sweet potato in there, and it's cooked. The raw sweet potato can be potentially not good for them. It has enzymes in it, but when you cook it, it's safer. There's everything. There's vegetables. There are green vegetables. Could have put some cucumber in there too, but there's fruit. Some strawberries in there, and some meat for protein. Yeah, I gotta make sure that he has at least clean water. He was right in the food, though. I don't know if he was just sitting on it just to sit on it, or just whatever, but just let it be. I cleared a shelf. Put a bunch of stuff in front of it. Put a blanket over it so it's kept out of the way. Okay. Is there anything else I need to know? I hear just let it go and relationship harmony. Let it go and call them in the morning. Patience, right? There's nothing I can really do. All is well. There it is. See? Got it. Thank you so much. That's what I needed to hear. I love you. Angel therapy. Wow. Clear knowing. Counselor. I knew what to do. They're saying, look, we're here to comfort you. Because all you wanted to do was make sure that the mouse was okay. As my stepbrother would say, the world goes around, meaning karma. You reap what you sow. You just thought to comfort a little wild creature, so let us help you, they said. Okay, Thank you. 9 a.m. They open at 9. I love you, T. Thank you. Tony's here. Ooh, you're gonna make me cry, mate. It's just confirmation. Says you did the right thing. He says I would have done the same thing. Yeah, I appreciate that. The only thing he says is that he wishes that I'd put the mouse in a bigger box, which I do too. I wish I'd realized I had that other box first. But he's also saying that I made the right call not to move. Right. Like you don't want to keep. I just got a flash of a hospital, like a crash patient or somebody that's been injured. You don't want to keep moving them as much as possible. You minimize the movement and the potential for more damage. Even simply because their hearts beat so quickly anyway, and he was breathing heavy and panic shock like for a bit. And when that happens, the blood moves faster. And so if there's a wound, unfortunately, that can make it bleed out faster. If you're stressed out, it's important to try to stay calm or keep him as calm as possible. So I tried. The only thing I didn't have to put in there was seeds or nuts, which I can pick up tomorrow if I need, because I'll eat those too. But the only thing I have is salt and vinegar almonds, I think. I don't think it'll like those. Okay, but enough for tonight. Wouldn't be the first time I've rescued a mouse on here. Not quite to this degree. I always am able to release them right away. Hi, buddy. Yeah, my little hunter. But no, this one needed a touch of love. I heard this earlier. Thanks for the clarity on that. I really do appreciate the help, guys. That was kind of stressful. I hear you handled it well. Thank you. So I remember I told you there's a reason I'm not a nurse or a doctor or a veterinarian. Like, blood and guts just aren't my jam. I would prefer not to, what, the animal rescue side? Oh, goodness. But it's one of those things, I think probably as a mom, that if I have to, like, I'll suck it up and handle it. It stresses me out in the process. I'm normally out for, but yeah, I know. Well, only to people who deserve it. You missed the Boudica part, I think, earlier. Let's go back, shall we?
Boudica, the warrior.
This is a true story. This is Roman history. Oh yeah, no. Well, that's the thing. 11/11. They've been holding my child hostage for like 6 years straight now and just dragging out the system and lying and trying to cause problems and cover it up. So, yeah, you haven't seen that because she brings that out of me. Mostly I've had to be in warrior mode just to get through it, to get her back. I braced myself against the combat that I didn't ask for. They disturbed my peace while I was in meditative Zen Den mode. Have you seen that video? The Money Cannot Buy All the Love That's Here, the one where she's dancing in the living room and, we're doing, all kinds of activities together, like we were always together. That's why they caused interference. They were jealous of that. So, yeah, the warrior mode is a response. It's a trauma response to hostage captive situations. Did you know that studies show that trauma survivors, like when you remove somebody, where I'm still in an ongoing hostage situation right now. Until she's back and it's over, I don't ever get to put it down fully. It's still ongoing. It's active. And there's like an impending court case, it's a whole thing. So, I was stuck in survival mode. That's what complex PTSD is, though. It's not regular PTSD anymore. It's tier 2 trauma. Regular PTSD is tier 1. Tier 2 is the same as PTSD, but the symptoms are way worse and they are way easier to trigger because of the level of injury, neurological injury. It shrinks the hippocampus and the prefrontal cortex and the amygdala like a concussion over time. So I use the nootropics and go to EMDR, fight against that, and also rebuild. It gives a cushion, and same thing with the cannabis. It's a neuroprotectant. It's also why I use that. Cushions the blow and helps me bounce back faster. But yeah, that soft space was the space that I was living in before. Ooh, I have a cry caught in the back of my throat. Ooh, there it is. It was the space that I lived in until they brought conflict to my front doorstep every day, to the point where, like, if you do the gray rock method and the zero contact with narcissists, but the gray rock method, you just kind of turn yourself off and get as neutral and cold as you possibly can to protect yourself from the toxicity. And first I was very good at being that way towards those people who deserved it and required that response from me, because it is a response to their toxicity. But it wasn't that way towards other people. But then over time, it's such a constant barrage of attack that you could never take the armor off, could never let my guard down, because I knew that the next one was coming. And it always does. It always has. It always did. It's been like 10 years of this straight. And so that's what complex PTSD is. It's called compound trauma. And so yes, it's the succession of just like one after the other. Just the buildup of trauma. The nervous system gets so overloaded, like a bucket. It gets so full and it's not draining fast enough. Meaning if it's already full, then a little bit more added to the top sometimes tips it over. And it's heavy. It's so heavy. But the thing about that is the CPTSD, it's called complex post-traumatic stress disorder, but it's when you have regular PTSD, you can go in and out of triggers more. When you're dealing with a compound trauma or complex post-traumatic stress disorder, otherwise known as CPTSD. You have to add the C to it. It's because somebody went through so much stuff one after the other. They were never allowed to get out of survival mode because somebody kept putting them back in it. And then their nervous system gets so overloaded, it gets reprogrammed. They get stuck in survival mode because that's what somebody made them live in or has been making them live in. And right now my money's been targeted, my daughter's been held hostage. I mean, they tried to kidnap my kingdom and my kids on 5555. Yeah, I'm interested to hear what you have to say. I know you have a lot more. And that's also why I don't push, whether it be about kids or other things. I know that I'm curious about a lot of things, but I often don't ask, and it's not out of a lack of interest or curiosity, or it's out of a protection for others' privacy and also respect for the well-being of others, for sure. But anyway, so yeah. Stuck. It's exhausting.
Rome took
Boudica.
the warrior queen. Rome took everything from her, and when there was nothing left to take, Rome took her body against her will, and then they took the bodies of her young daughters.
So they abused her and beat her, and then they kidnapped her young daughters and sexually assaulted them. Took her kingdom, killed her husband, raped her daughters, and she came back for vengeance, and I understand.
Abused them. So in response, Boudica slaughtered all the Romans.
And not just the men.
Yeah. One of her against all of them. How do I deal with it? I don't have a choice. If I didn't try, I would have been dead a long time ago. And frankly, if they hadn't been doing this, my life would be a lot easier. It would be a lot more balanced and regulated, and I'd have a lot more time and less stuff on my plate. But that is a temporary transition period. It's why I have been so focused and dedicated, because I know that the constant grind is very temporary. I just had to push through to get back on my feet as they try to take my knees out from underneath me, but nonetheless, it's their karma, not mine. I don't do drama, I do nails. Watch your eyes. There, that's better. Teacup. So funny, all of these little symbols came out in the reading I did earlier, if you go back. And then this one, my bookshelf. Bless your heart. Mushrooms, moon mushrooms. Imagine. Turn up the volume. Meaning, my weed is so loud I can't hear your bullshit. Yeah. kitties out. Freedom! I like these ones. Pick up. I love these. I think something splattered when I was cooking earlier. Because I saw that. It's going to bother me.
The women
Boudica.
and the children too.
Boudica was a warrior queen who purged England from the Roman infection and brought an empire to its knees. We're talking about a woman leading an army largely made up of women who went toe to toe with the world's greatest empire. I mean, this sounds like some ultra feminist, extra woke fan fiction, but it's actually history. And it all started with the Romans doing what they did best. They saw unconquered land.
This super.
In this case, the Romans were going after the lands of the Celts. And when I say Celts, I don't mean one specific nation. The term encompasses many, many people, dozens of tribes, each with distinct customs, distinct traditions, even different languages. These tribes, these Celts, were not united either, but actually constantly battling each
Fighting,
other.
yeah.
And Rome knew an enemy divided is an enemy easily conquered.
Yeah.
Remember that next time?
That was Napoleon Bonaparte's favorite war tactic. It's called the divide and conquer method. Thanks.
Try to move up the social ladder, and school kids spread lies, make them enemies, divide and conquer. Life advice. To the Romans, the Celts were nothing but uncivilized barbarians, which the Romans pretty much said about anyone that wasn't them. But in the case of the
My
Celts,
keg is
I mean,
almost empty.
These guys went into battle naked, covered
It's
in
almost
painted
midnight.
wounds, screaming and
Hit my
making
gallon for the
noises.
day.
So I think the Romans had a point in this case. But outside of combat, the Celts were actually the first society
hear you
that
giggling.
paved roads. An invention Rome later stole and claimed they came up with, like me with half of my jokes. And
Yeah.
the Celts.
What was your comment? Right. Watch your eyes. Built like Aphrodite. That's who that is.
So the first
In the
to have
garden.
chainmail. So they were not really uncivilized, just hardcore exhibitionists when it came to fighting. In fact, the Celts even had women in leading positions, and one could argue that an ancient society that allows women to hold high positions within that society and their military is very civilized and more advanced than even some people in our contemporary world. Among the Celts, women had actually held high positions for centuries, even becoming druids, which sounds like some fantastical thing now, but at the time, druids within the Celtic society
not.
were basically the bees.
I was high priestess of the druids in a prior incarnation. In fact, who's in my driveway this late? I don't know who that is. And their beams are right in my window. That's rude. Oh. Oh, I can tolerate that. I think that might be my sister. If it were anybody else, I might have a problem. But I think that's her. That's fine. mattered. Why her? Why? Because if it were somebody else, like, I don't know you. That's rude, but I know her. It's fine. How was my day? My day was an adventure. Frankly, that little mouse excursion got me a little off guard, but it's okay. I'm gonna go switch the laundry in a minute and maybe do some dishes before bed. Because I plan to do that. But then there was a mouse emergency. To play mouse hospital rescue. Mouse mommy. I'm mostly just knocking things off my task list. Doing a lawyer's job. It would be much easier if a lawyer would actually do it, but I'm doing it. You know, I was always told growing up, yeah, you should be a lawyer. No, I don't want to stand in a freaking cold courtroom and argue with people all day. It's exhausting. That's why I'm not thrilled to have to deal with this crap. If I wanted to stand in a fucking courtroom and argue with people all day, I would have become a lawyer. I heard this song. I do love this one. This is a good one.
I must have walked these streets about 1,000,000 times. I thought I knew them well. But baby, I was blind, 'cause everything's brand new. But I knew my heartbeat, but it was out of time. It's like my lungs are opening for the first time ever since I met you. And I'm now. Is this love? Or really love? Is this love? Or really love? I swear that I was heading down.
I just did another quick check on the mouse. Yeah, because I catch people in their bullshit. But it's exhausting. I deal with that. And I think that's why. Usually when I would hear that, it's because somebody would try to tell me something and I would explain to them, even as a teenager, why they were wrong. And they're like, you're being a good lawyer. Why? Because you can't argue with me and get away with it? Ugh, exhausting. It says I did the right thing. The only thing I haven't done is it says you can put like a hot water bottle underneath the container if necessary. The only thing I don't have is a hot water bottle, but I do have a heating pad. I could put it on very low and just monitor it, even just intermittently, to make sure it has some warmth. I don't want him to get cold, but it says, hey, this not helpful. You gotta hop out of the way. You're getting right wrapped up in the cords. There's glass over here. Come down. Come on. Mr. Magoo. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. You brought in a little mousey for me. It was very nice. Thanks for keeping him alive. Usually you don't. Usually he brings them and they're already gone. If he does. But it says a small cage or secure container with air holes is ideal. Line it with soft bedding like a cloth or paper towel, which I did. A warm, not hot water bottle can be placed under part of the container to provide a heat source if needed. No direct heat. But I could have it in the in the little cubby right next to it, and it would create a kind of a warm environment. It's not that cold out, you know, it's summer, but it says avoid handling a mouse as much as possible. It can cause further stress. Provide shallow dishes of water, cereal, fresh fruits, vegetables, etc. And then contact a vet or wildlife rehabilitator as soon as possible. And I already have the number pulled up to go tomorrow. They can provide specialized care and determine if the mouse can be released. So my thoughts are, if it makes it through the night, then it'll be all right. And I just need to get it to somebody who can, you know, maybe who's a little more qualified. But if I have to do it myself, you know, I will. That's it. That was the advice. I've done everything except for the heat. Because it's not that cold. I was concerned about getting too warm, actually, in that container. So, there's that.
These men, they weren't combat shapeshifters like they are in video games, but if you want to play
Somebody says, why do you care so much? Because I'm an empath. And I treat people the way that I want to be treated. I know what it's like to be hurt, targeted by somebody when you're just out there trying to mind your own business and, you know, scavenge for your own survival in life anyway, and still be picked off by a predator. Not that my cat's doing anything wrong, it's just being a cat, but, you know. And I also know what it's like to just be left there. Sometimes you need a second to just calibrate, you know, and like breathe through the panic. He was in shock. He was laying on his side. I was very nervous at that point, but then when I went to move him, he got up and started to walk a little bit, but I didn't want him to go too far because, yeah, that's that. I gave him the best chance possible that I know how to do till I can get it to the little wild animal vet tomorrow. But I know, you know, I know what it's like to be, first of all, hurt, and then also either not left alone when you need a second to breathe, or not helped when really it would be beneficial for somebody to come swoop in and be supportive. The topic of conversation regarding my daughter would not be going on if one person had done their jobs at all, let alone correctly, or one person had actually decided to be a solid support network instead of kicking back and either trying to make it harder for me to do what they could not do, or watching me and just seeing if I would fail. Instead of being supportive so there is no failure, they wanted to see if I would succeed in something they were not capable of doing themselves. I think that's so pathetic. Yeah. No, don't kill bees. I mean, the hornets and the wasps can be a different story, but the bees and the honeybees especially, those are so important. Also, making sure that, I don't think people understand, I mean, you may very well with the job that you have and the energy conservation thing, people often understand that type of arena, I find, more than not, if they're already in that field of earth welfare. But, hi baby, thank you, you're just a good boy, it's okay. I'm not mad, you're just taking care of mom, it's okay. You're trying. Good boy. But no more mousies, okay? But the whole thing with people overusing pesticides that end up killing bees, if the bees die, then there's nothing to pollinate the fruits and the vegetables and the plants that we eat every day. If you don't have bees, there are food supply shortages because there's nothing to pollinate and grow more crops. I don't think people understand that. I saw some red ants earlier too. I'm not really thrilled that they were out there, but I left them alone.
Druid, you can download Baldur's Gate 3 from instant.
Look, a yes.
Okay, I'm done with this video. But that was Boudica.
Somebody's super mad at me. Yeah. I was going to ask, why are you so mad? But this is a karmic female saying that she's upset because they didn't get away with trying to target and plot and like set up the lay worker in question. And as a result, she's saying that because we wouldn't take the blame for whatever they were doing, they have to take accountability for what they've done. And as a result, they're now falling on their own sword, or they fell on the sword that they tried to raise to us. Let's see. They're very angry. They're so angry. Somebody says, how are you so calm, God? Also, hi, baby. Yeah, big time is God. Hi, honey bunny. You're such a good boy. I know how things are playing out. I know how they'll play out. It's not like these people wanted. So, you know, they're the ones sweating. I agree. One of my favorite projects we did in 4th grade. You know what? I don't even know if you've heard this story because I don't think I've told it since you've started coming on here. But Mr. Tony Zones and I, our paths kept crossing, okay? So in the 4th grade, there was... It was actually one of my favorite teachers growing up. Her name was Miss Blaney. And I remember actually first hearing about time zones and airplanes because she went to Australia. And she came back and taught us about her trip and all this and that. It was super cool. I still didn't really grasp the concept of time zones at that point. I didn't understand how she meant she was losing time. It was very confusing to me. I was in 4th grade though. However, in that class, we raised and hatched salmon, wild salmon, in eggs in a tank. And when they were big enough, we would release them in the streams to repopulate the salmon in the streams. Oh, I hope you have a good day tomorrow. Yeah, I know I need to go through and check everything. I keep saying that. But I know some of the stuff I'm going to have to deal with when I get in there, and so I've just been kind of holding it, putting it on pause. Yeah, I sure will let you know if I pick up any songs or can think of any I might like. So just really quickly, just to recap, Tony, he was
showing my daughter some seashells and fossils and stuff on the floor, teaching her about different stuff, trees. And I started getting flashbacks to 4th grade. And I looked at him and I said, "Did you teach Miss Blaney's class in 4th grade?" Because I remembered there was this guy that came in and he had these formaldehyde-filled jars with like snake skeletons and fish heads and all kinds of weird stuff. But they called him the Bug Man, you know. And he owned the crystal shops, the rock and art shops. That's the type of stuff he did. He was an educator. He was a scientist and a teacher and a historian. Brilliant, brilliant guy. Funny, clever, entertaining. He loved art too, and also language, but I slightly digress. I moved to college, or I moved to a different city for college, and I didn't remember that he had come into the 4th grade class as a teacher until I was an adult. My daughter was born, of course, 1/80/122. But when I was in college, before she was born, he ended up as my upstairs neighbor just by chance. And then when I ended up I found out I was pregnant and I moved to this town. As it turned out, he was just getting ready to open up another branch of his crystal shop in this town. It was just, our paths kept aligning. It was wild. He's been a good spirit guide. I know, I've been kind of isolating just to make sure to get things done. I know I'm here sometimes, but still kind of have my guard up. And I know it. I'm working on it. Let's see. This one. I've heard this twice, 2 or 3 times today. I'm gonna replay it. This is James Arthur.
I must have walked these streets about 1,000,000 times. I thought I knew them well, but maybe I was blind, 'cause everything's brand new. Thought I knew my heartbeat, but it was out of time. It's like my lungs are opening for the first time ever since I met you.
Very pretty. Is This Love by James Arthur. That was a throwback. That one we're good with. I saw fireflies outside earlier and I heard this song too. A little bit after. Somebody's very angry. Google trauma aversion. Somebody says, what? Trauma aversion. Might answer some of your questions. Or bothers. Cognitive overload, maladaptive trauma response.
You would not believe your eyes if 10 million fireflies lit up the world as I fell asleep. 'Cause they fill the open air and leave teardrops everywhere. You pick me up, but I would just stand and stare. I'd like to make myself believe that planet Earth turns slowly. It's hard to say that I'd rather stay awake when I'm asleep. 'Cause everything is never as it seems. 'Cause I'd give 1,000 hugs from 10,000 lightning bugs as they try to teach me how to dance. A foxtrot above my head, a sock up beneath my bed, a disco ball should tear me my thread. I'd like to make myself believe planet Earth turns slowly. It's hard to say that I'd rather stay awake when I'm asleep. 'Cause everything is never as it seems. Leave my door open just a crack.
Please take me away from here.
Like such an insomniac. Why do I tire of counting sheep when I'm far too tired to fall asleep? To 10 million fireflies, I'm weird 'cause I hate goodbyes. I got misty eyes as they said farewell. But I'll know where the several are if my dreams get real bizarre. 'Cause I saved it you and I keep them in a jar. Now I'd like to make myself believe that planet Earth turns slowly. It's hard to say that I'd rather stay awake when I'm asleep. 'Cause everything is never as it.
You know what I just started hearing? Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay, there's another one. Oh goodness, just got to download. Oh yeah.
In a little toy shop, buy a bag of balloons with the money we got. Set them free at the break of dawn. One by one, they were gone. Bugs in the software flash the message, something's out there. The summer sky is 99, red balloons go by. Something here from somewhere else. The sky is 99, red balloons go by.
Somebody says, what is this about? I think the Soviet Union, if I recall. It's about a war. They had all these so-called fancy technologies to detect missiles and bomb threats and stuff. And there were kids that bought balloons at a little toy shop. They blew them up, I'm assuming with helium. They let them go. And this fancy radar equipment wasn't smart enough to tell the difference between a balloon or a bomb, and because it thought the children's balloons were bombs being sent from another country, well, it blew up its own city. Whoops. Super scary. Call off the troops now in a hurry. This is what we're waiting for. This is it, boys. This is war. 99 red balloons go by. That was Goldfinger, 99 red balloons. Oh, baby. So this just popped up also. I said, oh no, oh dear, oh yeah, because well, this is a song that the person who used to like to use my face as a mop over here used to like a lot. This was his favorite song, actually, I believe, if I recall, from the Chili Peppers. And this song is about I think it's a heroin addict, a drug addict who lives under the bridge, I believe. And, well, that sounds a lot like the person who likes this song and who used to try to use my face as mop. Waterfalls by THC also comes together. TLC. THC. TLC. Ah. THC. Cheers. Ah.
Sometimes I feel like I don't have a partner.
I hope you have sweet dreams too.
Sometimes I feel like my only friend is the city I live in, the city of angels. Lonely as I am, together with love. I drive on the streets 'cause she's my companion. I walk through the hills 'cause she knows who I am. She sees my good deeds and she kisses the wind in. And I never worry, now that is a lie. I don't ever wanna feel like I did that day, but take me to the place I love. Take me all the way. I don't ever wanna feel like I did that day, but take me to the place I love. Take me all the way. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's hard to believe that there's nobody out there. It's hard to
This cat's looking around for his brother. Oh, I was sneaky. Sneaky mom. See, he wanted to come out and see what his brother was doing. See, you're all ruffled up with your feathers in a ruffle. Put the floof down. Because he wants to scope out his brother, and I know what he's doing. He's over there sniffing the floor, trying to figure out what's going on because he knew his brother was just out here. He thought he was. And so I picked his brother up. I opened the door knowing that this one would run out the second I did, but he didn't know I had his brother on my shoulder ready to swap their places. So this one was so busy running out, he didn't realize I was sticking the other one back in there to swap for a bit until they could chill out. You little monkey, you need to relax. Yeah, you need to relax. Want some weed? Want a smoky smoke with me? Absolutely your choice, love. Somebody's questioning that. No, I don't do anything to him. I don't give him anything, but sometimes I'll sit on the floor and smoke and he'll come up and choose to stick his face in the cloud. So if he wants to, that's his prerogative. I let him. You know, it's just what it is. But no, I don't force him.
Whoever.
Hi, babes. Goddess energy. You're not supposed to fit in. You are the standard. Let's see, shall we?
Speaking to today, I do think that you've had a very hard time trying to fit in, right? And I am getting that this has been happening for the majority of your life, where you just never have really fit in with people. You may have noticed that people don't like you for no reason at all, or people don't tend to accept you. You may also notice that you may identify as being like different, right? Because I am getting this energy of you being very different, very unique, very individual, right? You are somebody where no matter what you do, it's like you cannot fit in, and you also have a very hard time faking it, right? You have a very...
Yeah, I sang that song yesterday or this morning. Russ, I think it was Sore Losers maybe, or maybe Sore Losers or Exposed. Could have played it different, could have silenced all my truths, could have buddied up with people for the sake of looking cool, but it's not in me to be fake. I can't do it. I can see through it. This game is translucent.
Time kind of blending in with people and faking to be shallow. That's the biggest thing that I'm getting here, because you are somebody that has a lot of depth to you. You are somebody that, I mean, you're not somebody that really is shallow at all. You're somebody that gets really deep into things. You're somebody that has very unique interests.
Somebody says, who is this goddess energy? I love her a lot. Somebody says, how long? I've been sub to her for a good couple of years now, at least. I genuinely have a lot of love for her. I genuinely just honestly wish the best for her, and yeah, real recognizes real. I really love and appreciate her. It's her energy.
I just seen 111 when I said that. You also have a different mindset. You view the world very differently to other people, right? You have this importance on being you. You have a very hard time as well.
There's her genuine, yes, genuine. I think she's precious also, but yes, genuine. Like she's, you know, I'm not like this with everybody, but she's one of the people that, you know, two consensual adults permitting, I would be perfectly content with spending time with, being in the same room with, etc. Getting to know. Like, I could see her and I hanging out and vibing, and I don't do that with everybody. So she's a special girl. She's got a special energy.
Following trends, or again, kind of dimming yourself down to fit into a crowd. And you've always had this issue. Now you are somebody that is very unique. You are somebody that is very authentic. You are somebody that the qualities that you have, not a lot of other people embody it. That is why you have spent a lot of your life thinking that you're different, thinking that you can't fit in. You may be questioning why I can't look.
Somebody's having a panic attack on the screen. Karmic energy.
Are not normal, okay? That may be something that you ask yourself.
Oh, that's my
right?
superpower, though.
And again, it's because you embody very unique qualities. And for some of you, these qualities that you embody, you may actually think that that's something that you want to change, okay? Or that's something that makes you different, right? I just need 222. But I do think there's very unique qualities about you where, again, you may kind of think that they are insecurities, or because they're whatever it is, because it's different from what other people have, you may think that you're not normal or you can't fit in or this is something that you want to get rid of, right? But you don't even understand that the things that are unique about you are literally your power, right? Your personality, the way that you carry yourself, the way that you cannot be fake. This is literally your power. You are somebody that you have no idea how much people want to be like you, right? You have spent so long wanting to fit in, wanting to, again, not be different.
No. I know people want to be me. Some of them have been plagiarizing constantly. I know. That's envy. That's being covetous. I know what they're doing and I know where that comes from.
The people. When the thing is here is you have the power, the strength, the resilience to be yourself, right? You have things, qualities about you that other people wish they could embody. Especially because whoever I'm picking up on today, as I mentioned before, you can't be fake. So you have this very hard time trying to be fake. Like you have this hard time, again, fitting in. So I'm getting that you don't even try. Like I'm getting that no matter what, you're authentic. No matter what, you are yourself. You are unique, right? You're not somebody that will change yourself, okay? Because you just can't. And this is something that other people look at you and they look up to you for it. They think that the way that you are fearlessly yourself, the way that your authenticity shines, the way that you don't fit in, the way that you don't try to follow the crowd, that is so powerful. Like people are looking at you and it's almost like they respect you. It's almost like they look up to you and they may even, like what I'm getting here is you're actually inspiration. Like you are so inspiring for people you don't even know, especially people that feel like they cannot be themselves, right? Because a lot of people think they can't be themselves. A lot of people are conditioned to, from a very young age as well, like they are conditioned to, fit in with the crowd, right? You are somebody where that could never be you, right? So you have a bunch of people, and I'm picturing right now, like people lined up watching whoever I'm speaking to, like watching somebody just being so unique, right? Just being themselves. And it's like you have like a group of people or like just a lot of people that watch you and they see you just living in your authenticity, living your most authentic life, living the way that you want to live, not worrying about what other people think. And they really think that this is powerful, and it is. It's powerful, it's resilient. Like you are not dimming yourself down. You're not fitting in. You're not worried about fitting in, right? Because from a very young age, whoever I'm picking up on, you never did fit in. Okay, you were so unique, you were so different. You are somebody that, I'm getting that you weren't conditioned the way that other people were conditioned for whatever reason. So what I mean by that is, you think about a child, right? You think about a child being themselves. You think about a child like, and with children, they're like authentically themselves, right? For example, say they like run around, say, I don't know what example to use. I don't know, say you're at like an important place, like a meeting or something, or like even church or something, or like a dinner or whatever, right? You're at a place where everybody is sitting down, they're being very normal, then you have a child that, will maybe get on the table or they run around, and then people tend to condition them by saying, don't do that, like, and that is them, their creativity being like suppressed, or their like unique energy being suppressed, like people are conditioned. Or even with school and stuff, right? School will condition you to behave, to, sit down in a seat for how many hours and listen to the teacher, basically just conditioning children to suppress their gifts, suppress their true self, their creativity, right? So where I'm going with this is I feel like whoever I'm picking up on, you obviously have gone through some conditioning, but I do see that it has never affected you because you've had a very hard time not being yourself. You've had a very hard time being fake, as I mentioned. So I do see that you are somebody with your third eye completely open as well, right? And you are connected to your higher self. You're connected to the universe. Like, I'm getting that you're very spiritual. You're somebody that is very wise. You're also somebody that is born at this time to help raise the vibration of the planet, okay? You definitely were born at this time to kind of wake people up. And that's what I see you doing. And by just being yourself, you are literally an inspiration by being yourself. You encourage other people to be themselves. You encourage other people to do what they want, right? So when people do interact with you or they see you being yourself and doing what you want and living your life the way that you want, you literally inspire and encourage other people to do that and follow in your footsteps, okay? And this is literally just scratching the surface of your gift. You are somebody where you are a leader, okay? You are a leader, no doubt about it. You are somebody that, again, cannot fit in with a crowd, okay? You're somebody that literally stands out. You're somebody that is unique. You're somebody that people look up to. You are a leader, a natural born leader. You may be a life path number 1. You don't have to be, but I am getting that for some of you. But I'm getting that you were never born to fit in. You were never born to even work in a team, okay? You were never born to work for a boss, right? You were born to literally just be yourself, to create, right? You are somebody that I'm getting that you cannot work for anyone else, like you are your own boss. And even if you're not in that situation yet, I do see that you are doing things and you are brainstorming and you are doing everything that you can to not work for a boss. Because I'm getting whoever I'm speaking to today, you're somebody that cannot really follow like instructions, okay? Not in like a bad way, but again, it's almost like you are such a free spirit where you don't really follow the rules, like you don't really follow instructions. You can't really commit to, like, say you have a job, like a 9 to 5 schedule. Like, this is literally you, okay? And this is nothing, there's nothing wrong with you. You may have, I've seen 1010 on the timer. Now, don't get me wrong, because, you know, you may have some type of name on that. We won't go too deep into that. But the way that you are, you may have some type of title for that. Some type of title that makes you feel different and excluded, okay? But let me tell you that everything that you are and every aspect of you and every, like, trait that you have, right, is there's nothing wrong with you. That is the biggest message for today. There's nothing wrong with you, okay? The thing is here is whoever I'm speaking to, you aren't able to follow normal instructions and, like, kind of, again, you know, commit to the 9 to 5 and stuff like that, because it's not what you're meant to be doing. You are somebody that has been placed on this earth at this time to be a leader, to be an inspiration, to wake other people up, right? And right now you're doing it on a very, and I've seen 1111, you're doing it on a very, like, minor level, okay? By just being yourself. But you are somebody that, again, you're meant to be the example. So, again, don't think that something's up with you. Don't think that, you know, you're different, or don't even be hard on yourself, because you are not somebody that, again, maybe is kind of going about life in, like, a very traditional way. Maybe you are doing things differently to your friends and your family members and people that, you know, like what you would expect, right? Because, as I mentioned, you have never been somebody to fit in, and that is your gift. It's literally your gift. Now, you may also notice that you don't have the drive, or you don't have the desire to do things that is expected for people, okay? For example, you know, society says that, you know, you've got to again, get a 9-to-5 job, work for a boss, right? And then you have to meet somebody, and then you have to get married to them, and then you have to have children, right? Like that's what you would call normal, right? So I'm getting whoever I'm speaking to, you've never really had that desire to just follow society, okay? You are somebody where it's like you want to do things your way. You are a leader. You want to be you. You don't want to do things because other people are telling you to do them. You don't want to do things because you think that's normal, or, you know, that's going to make you fit in, right? You are somebody that is a lot more wiser than that. You are somebody that has this knowing that that is not what life is about. You also have a different type of path to other people. I just seen 1313 on the timer. So people may question, you know, when are you going to do this? When are you going to do that? You have to do this, you have to do that, right? Whatever it is. But again, very traditional. And again, you may not have that desire, and that is okay, because that is not your path, okay? This is not what you're supposed to be doing in this lifetime. You are somebody that is supposed to be, as I mentioned, I'm speaking to a chosen one, like an earth angel, somebody that has a bigger purpose, and somebody that is here to, again, raise the vibration of the planet, right? Help the planet to go into this new way of living, thinking, okay? The old way, right? The way where we are conditioned and listening to like people and doing things that people are telling us to do. That is, you know, changing, and you are somebody that is here to facilitate this change, okay? Now, I do see that you are ending so many different generational patterns. You are. It ends with you, okay? Especially in your generation, but it's even deeper than that, because you have random people that they look up to you. They see the way that you're living. They see the way that you carry yourself. They see you being your authentic self. They see you living in your confidence. They see you not worrying about what people think. And they are so inspired by it, okay? And I do see that, again, a lot of people, they see the way that you are doing things and they want to be like that, okay? But they don't have the same type of confidence or understanding, or again, they've been conditioned in a different way where it's like they feel like they're not allowed, or, you know, they're worried about what people are going to think, right? But then they see you do it, and then you really do inspire people to, again, change, right? Now, I do see that you are somebody.
All right, I'm going to pause that there. And I think
I'm going to cap that for the night.
and drop the mic.
Please remember to pray. Do no harm. Take no crap. I will be back at some point soon. I do have another reading to do. But there's so much stuff to go through between my schedule that I'm going to need to break it up. In the meantime, take good care of yourselves. Namaste. Sending love. Blessings. Thanks for being here.